Welcome to today's edition of Crypto Corner at InvestorIdeas.com. News on what's driving the cryptocurrency market. Hello everyone, this is Sam Mowers here. Welcome to episode 903 of the Crypto Corner podcast. For news today, Bitfrontiers is acquiring ASIC Miners US, and we have Q3 results from both CIFR Mining and CoinSmart Financial. But just before we get into the news today, a quick reminder that if you enjoy this podcast, please feel free to share it or leave us a review. And as always, I recommend checking out some of the other podcasts on InvestorIdeas.com. This includes the Cannabis Podcast, the Clean Tech and Climate Change Podcast, along with many others, all of which will bring you up to speed on the latest stock news and trends in their respective spaces. All right, so Bitfrontier Capital Holdings, Inc., which trades on the OTC as BFCH, has announced that it has started its plan to acquire ASIC Miners US and is looking to wrap up this by the end of January next year. ASIC Miners, according to the press release, is a large crypto miner supplier with a diversified line of miners designed to meet the needs of many different sizes of crypto farms and boasts total sales surpassing $6 million. The company's president, Brian Wilkinson, said, quote, "I know that shareholders are anxious to know each and every plan that we have for the company. A detailed roadmap by the end of year is set to be released to current and future investors. It is very important to this team that we first build out, then build up." End quote. Next up for today, CIFR Mining, Inc., which trades on the Nasdaq as CIFR, has announced results for its third quarter ending September 30th and an update on its operations and deployment strategy. The key highlight from the press release is the mining of 196 bitcoins in the quarter. Tyler Page, the CEO of CIFR, explains, quote, "Against challenging market conditions, we are pleased to announce earnings that demonstrate our resilient position as a low-cost producer of Bitcoin while continuing to complete significant deployment milestones in the completion of our data centers. We brought our Alborz data center up to full mining capacity, and shortly after the quarter ended, we completed our Bear and Chief data centers. We expect to bring the first 2.3 exahash per second of hash rate online this month at our 207 megawatt facility at Odessa." End quote. And lastly for today's show, CoinSmart Financial, Inc., which trades on the OTC as CONMF, has announced its financial results for Q3 2022. Highlights include a gross revenue of $2.35 million for the quarter, company treasury valued at $10 million, and the acquisition of over 26,000 new registered users during the period. CoinSmart's CEO Justin Hartzman said, quote, "In Q3, markets followed the overall macro trend and showed slight growth in the total market capitalization. Our team continues to execute our plan of focusing on product lines that are market agnostic with the highest margins and preserving treasury while enhancing our product for the next bull run." Q3 was highlighted by the announcement that CoinSquare will be acquiring the assets of our subsidiary, Simply Digital Technologies, Inc., which operates Coinsmart.com. Together we will have over 1 million users and a diversified product suite of retail, institutional, payment processing, custody, and more. We are excited to close this transaction in Q4, pending regulatory and shareholder approval, and working towards building a market leader in Canada and beyond. End quote. That does it for today's Crypto Corner. If you would like to be a guest or sponsor for this podcast, contact InvestorIdeas.com. Investor Ideas reminds all listeners to read our disclaimers and disclosures on the InvestorIdeas.com website, and this podcast is not an endorsement to buy products, services, or securities. Investors are reminded all investment involves risk and possible loss of investment. To hear more InvestorIdeas.com podcasts, please visit InvestorIdeas.com/audio. And a reminder, you can also hear our podcasts on Apple Podcasts, Audible, Spotify, TuneIn, Stitcher, Spreaker.com, iHeartRadio, Google Podcasts, and most audio platforms available.